Bienvenue à la salle 111. Je m'appelle Madame Erica Dragani. Welcome to our open house video for the year of 2020. What are some of our routines? Well, as soon as the children walk in the door, we change our shoes. They grab their inside shoes and they put their outside shoes on the rack. And then they go and they will line up at one of these lines here, 1, 2, 3. And then we come over here and we line up and we wash our hands in the morning. I am the only one in the class that touches the taps just for ease of touch points. And the children now know that routine. There's also brooms here. So when the children, if there's crumbs or something spills on the floor, they know that they grab the broom and the dustpan or a serviette, a paper towel, and the garbage lives by the door here, so it's easy access for everybody. I also have arrows here, so it shows the directional flow of the classroom, so everybody has their own space, and we keep with distancing to a certain degree. And in the morning, this is my area. So when the students come in and I want to work with somebody, I might call them over. And then we have a little space here. This desk is here only for if somebody needs some quiet space for an activity. Also, if I want to put some extra sheets if somebody's done, and then that's the next activity. You'll see here under here we have our little recycle bin. And as well, students are allowed to work on the floor. They can work anywhere they see fit in our classroom as long as they're doing their work at the time of working. So if students like to sit on the carpet, the floor, under a table, wherever they want, as long as they are comfortable and they are doing their work. Coats and backpacks live in a distant space. So this year in our classroom, I asked our custodian, Bob, who is a wonderful man, if he could move some of the coat hooks. There used to be coat hooks in here, in here, in here. It was just very squishy. So now everybody has their own space and backpacks are not touching. We have one area here in the classroom, and then we have another area here, which is in mine and Madame Jansen's office space. Our calendar corner. Every morning we come in and we will play an activity, whether it be a math center, an alphabet center, a name center, a new math game, or an activity sheet of some sort to reinforce a concept. And after that, we will come and we will get started here. We like to count by 2s, by 5s, by 1s. We're just reviewing up to 50. And we will progress farther. And this is a good way to see patterns in numbers and have a good conversation about it before we move on to the more challenging, which are the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s in French. And we always sing our morning song. We have a special helper and their name goes in here. As soon as we have gone through the whole class, I will put up magnets and I'll scramble their name. And then students need to figure out who the special helper is by unscrambling the name, which helps with reading, letter sound recognition, which is many tricks that we have learned. You can see here that we have our successful learner traits, and this month of October, we are working on compassionate or compatissante. So we say in our class, je suis gentil, I am kind. We've been having great conversations about that. Please ask your child at home if they can sing you this song of Madame Dragani. Start with that. And then we also have our 12 months of the year song, Il y a 12 mois dans une année. And we sing this song. You'll notice that 1 month is missing, which is October, because it is over here in our other calendar part. And you can see we have a pattern going. So we always try to guess the next pattern and we name our pattern. Here we talk about the seasons, and we also sing a song, Quel temps fait-il? So see if your child can also sing you that song. It starts like this. Quel temps fait-il aujourd'hui? See if they can sing you that song. And on this part here, you will notice that we have our days of the week. We have a song for that too. And it is Il y a 7 jours, il y a 7 jours. So see if your child can sing you that song. We review our sight words here. You can see I have the red list and the orange list. So on Tuesday tomorrow, it'll be the 2 new lists of green and yellow, and I will be reading with your child this week. We also have the date here, and we guess what day it is and what the day of the week is. As well here, we have yesterday, which is before or avant, and tomorrow, which is après or demain. And our schedule always lives here, so if anybody wants to know what we're doing throughout the day, the children get used to looking to see what comes next. Calendar corner continued. You can see this is a frontal view of the board. Up here I also have numbers to 20, also representing in subitizing. We have some books down here. Our centers live down here. Those are the alphabet centers that I have. And a reading box, because we've been doing some silent reading or buddy reading. And here is our class motto. It's Je prends la bonne décision. I make good choices. I am kind. Je suis gentil. I speak French. Je parle français. I listen. J'écoute. I clean up properly. Je nettoie proprement. I do my work. Je fais mon travail. I help others. J'aide les autres. I have a quiet voice. J'ai une voix douce. I participate. Je participe. I am a leader in the class. Je suis un chef dans la classe. And we talk about how that is just good people skills and not necessarily because the students are in my classroom. What are our reading strategies? First of all, we have this one, which is Regarde partout avec le hibou, which is look around the room. So as you can see here, I have some posters for the children up. And also we have our alphabet that also has words underneath for helpfulness. We have Prépare ta bouche avec la mouche, so let's get your mouth ready for the first sound. We talk about Étire le mot lentement avec le serpent, which is stretchy snake, so stretching the words out slowly. And we've been focusing on this one as well, which is Trouve les parties avec la chenille, so finding the parts or the syllables. And the other ones we will continue to work on later in the year. Oh my goodness, what is with all of these vowels? In French, it is a very vowel-based language. So you can see here, these are all of our sounds that we will be working on. And then we have other sounds to continue our vowel adventure. You could also ask your child if they know any of these yet. My grade 2s will know lots from last year. And my friends who just joined me this year, you will know plenty soon enough. Colorful bins here, colorful bins there. Colorful bins are everywhere in our classroom. These ones here, this is where your child will find their pencils, their pencil crayons, their crayons, anything that they need to do art type work. This is our library bin, so library books will go back in there. Down here, these are our reading bins. I know, they're empty. My plan is to fill those at some point soon to get started with our silent reading in class. These ones here, we call these our book boxes. And what's in our book box? We have our writing folder, our printing, a dictionary that we glue sheets into. This is our author work in progress. We have our science and socials book that we glue pages into. We have our journal. We have a drawing book if we have extra time and want to just draw or color. And then we have our math book here. Centers, centers, and more centers. This is where our math centers live, or my centers that I look through to help with activities. I have books that live in a little sink here for me to reference. These are our name centers we've been working on with one patterning. I've made 2 benches in the class that look like this, and inside these boxes are free play centers, and these are our free play center bins as well. Works of art. When we do an activity in our class, we hang them up with the student who has made it. You can see here we did pattern fish, and you can see what pattern fish your child made. Perhaps they can name that pattern fish. or maybe they did it in colors, numbers, objects. Ask them. And here was our first activity on our first day. We made owls, and it says nous sommes chouettes ici. It means we're all cool here, but chouette is also another word for owl in French. And this is our residential school display that we made, and it lives in our hallway, this display board, and I often put stuff up there. Even though you can't see it, it's still nice when people walk by to see what we've been doing in class. And what we did is we started the first day with reading the story called The Stolen Words and talked about how our hearts would feel. So we made pictures of what that would feel like. And then on the second day, we read another book about having your heart filled with happiness. And then we wrote postcards on these little cat postcards that I had to make somebody feel a little bit more cheery. And that is the end of our open house. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will also send you the the Zoom link, so you could connect if you so wish to after this video on Wednesday.